In this video, we are going to talk about 5 free plugins that you can install on your WordPress website to take backups of your site. So what are these plugins and how they work? Let's find out in this video. Hi, my name is Ankit and welcome to Magazine 3 YouTube channel where we talk about everything related to WordPress. And if you want to learn more about WordPress, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload our next video. So you have a WordPress website, and no matter how good hosting company you are using and whatever security plugin you are using on your site, but you always need to be prepared for the worst. And the best way to prepare for that is to have regular backups of your WordPress website. So you don't know what may go wrong and you need a backup for your WordPress site to roll back from the current situation. So let's dive in the WordPress backend and I'll show you what are the best 5 plugins that you can use to back up your WordPress website. So the first plugin in our list is Updraft Plus, and as we can see that the active installation are 3 million plus. So it's definitely a very popular plugin, and we can see that the 5-star ratings are also above almost 5,000. So once you are in the settings of Updraft Plus, here you see that we have an option for backup. And we can, if we go in the settings, we can also schedule the backup for whatever time we want. We can set a weekly backup for both file as well as database. And we can also set how many number of copies we want for the backup to be stored. And once we set the schedule for the backup, we can also link our remote storage like Google Drive. And here you can link your Google Drive, and this will actually save your backup to your Google Drive. And if we go back in the backup and restore, let's click on backup first. And here it will ask us what we want to backup. If we want to only backup the database, or if we want to only backup the files, or if we select both, it will backup for both. So let's click on backup now. So here it starts the process, and within few minutes the backup will be finished. It depends on how big your site is. So right now here is our backup, and we can use this to restore, or we can delete that, and we can view the log for this. So no doubt Updraft Plus is a very popular plugin, and you can easily go ahead and use that for backing up your WordPress website. And we even have a scheduler where we can schedule the backup and save it on a remote storage. But the problem with Updraft Plus backup is that it divides the backup into various parts, like we have database, we have plugins, themes, and uploads and other files. So if in case you want to download this backup and save it on your computer, you need to download all these zip files separately and keep them separate in your computer. So that is actually a minus point of this plugin, that it doesn't generate a single zip file. To some extent, it's very helpful as well, because some of the hosting companies do not allow you to save heavy zip files. But that's the case when your website is very huge. But as of now, the plugin is perfect. You can go ahead and use that for backups. It's just that these categories of backups and you need to save it in a separate file is a bit uncomfortable task. Next in our list is Backup Migration by Migrate. And it's a fairly new plugin, and it got 10,000 plus installs. And as of now, the 5-star rating is looking good. And if you go and install this in your WordPress backend, it got a very clean user interface. You have a big giant button for taking the backups. And on the next tab, you have the manage or restore backup option. And to take the backup, you just need to click on this backup now button, which is very clear in terms of UI. And again, within few minutes, the backup is done. And here is the URL for our backup file. We can also go ahead and download this backup on our computer. And we can also download the log file. And let's close this one. And if we go in manage and restore backups, here we can see our backup is listed here. We can download that to our computer. We can copy the URL, or even use this backup to restore our website. And we also have an option to schedule the backup for the weekly, monthly, or daily. And we can also set the weekdays or the time where we want to start this automatic backup, and how many number of copies we want to keep for our backup file. And for the advanced option, it's not overwhelming here. If you want to customize that, you can always go ahead and select it. And it's a very simple, straightforward backup plugin which does the job very well. But as of now, this plugin do not have an option for remote storage. As you can see, all the remote storage location got coming soon option, and they might not be available for free as well once they launch it. And their premium plan says commercial license for $29.98, but under their free plan you can back up to 2 GB in size. And if your website is small, you can easily go ahead and use that and save the backup on your hosting server, and you can also download that on your computer just to be on the safer side. So the reason I included this in this list because I like the UI of this plugin and it's fairly straightforward. So you can go ahead and easily use that if your site is small, and 2 GB is a big size for any site. So I'm sure you will be able to use that for a long time. Next in our list is Duplicator WordPress migration plugin. And once again, it's a very popular plugin. Active installations are above 1 million, and it got fairly good 5-star ratings as well. And once we install that, we have a duplicator option here in the WordPress backend. This is the homepage of this plugin, and here we have the packages. All the backups are defined as packages here. So if you go in the settings, and here we can see the few options available. You don't have to change anything here. We have an option that we can look around, and most of the things will be used as it is. You don't have to change anything. The next tab is schedules. So this schedule is not available for free. So to schedule your backup, you need to upgrade for their pro plan. And if you take a look at the pricing, the personal plan, which is $69, covers 1 year, and it covers 3 website license. And here in the storage, we again have the option for local, but to save it in the remote location, we need to upgrade. So if we go back in the packages, and if we click on create package, here we can name our package, that is the backup setup we are creating. And we have an option for storage. We cannot use the remote storage because that is only for the Duplicator Pro. So this is the local path where the backup will be saved. So if we click on next, and it will scan the website, it will show us few data. So what are the files and the status of these files which this plugin is going to get backup for. And if we scroll down, we click on yes, and then we will click on build this package. So now the package is ready, or I should say the backup is done, and we can also save this package or this backup on our computer. And the basic idea for this plugin is to migrate your WordPress website from one server to another. So that's the main use of this plugin, but still it works very well for taking the backups manually. And if in case you want to store your backups in a remote storage, then you need to think about upgrading this plugin. Other than that, the plugin is simple and you can easily create backups. And to mention the drawbacks, so the first one will be, of course, there is no option for remote storage. And second, there are a lot of steps involved in taking the backup. So for the new user, it's not straightforward. It involves a few steps to take the backup, even if it is working locally. Also, even if you plan to go with the Duplicator Pro, the pricing for 3 websites for 1 year is not very cheap as compared to what other options we have. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next plugin. So the next plugin in our list is WP Backup plugin, which is my favorite one. And as you can see, it's pretty famous. It got active installation above 100,000. And the 5-star ratings are also very decent. And once you install this plugin, this is the first page you see. And at the first glance, it's easy for user to recognize that they can do the backup locally and manually. And here we have an option to select database plus file or WordPress file or only database. And here we have an option to save this backup to locally or on a remote location. And straight ahead, we have a big giant button for backup now. So for a new or a non-technical user, it's pretty straightforward what you need to do once you install this plugin. Along with that, the biggest advantage is that in the free version, you get an option for remote storage. You can link your Google Drive, Box, Microsoft OneDrive, and lot other options that you can link to save your backups in a remote storage. So if you go ahead and click on backup now, the backup process starts, and within few minutes your backup will be done. So for that, you need to scroll down, and here is one of our backup file that we just created, and the storage location is showing localhost. You can download this backup on your computer. You can restore your website with this backup or just get rid of this. And also with the free version, you get an option for schedule this backup, and you can schedule it normally as daily, weekly, monthly, fortnight. And again, we have an option to choose what we want to backup, either complete site or files or database. And below that, we have an option to save this scheduled backup on the website server, or we can send this scheduled backup to the remote location. So once we configure our remote location from here, then this remote location for scheduled backup will be available. So the best part about this plugin is that there are a lot of features that are available in the free version. And even if you go with the pro version, so they have a blogger plan, which is at $45, covers 2 domains, and that is for 1 year. So that's a fair price, and you don't have to upgrade to the pro version for a small site, and you get a lot of options in the free version. And for this WP Vivid plugin, we have created a separate video to show you how exactly you can install that and take backups for your WordPress website. So for that video, you can check the link in the I button above, and I will leave a link in the video description below as well. Next in our list is All-in-One WP Migration, and this plugin is by far the most popular plugin in our list. And as we can see that active installations are more than 4 million. And the 5-star ratings are crossing almost 6,000. So once you install this plugin, you will get an option here, All-in-One WP Migration, and the plugin works very straightforward. Either you export the backup or you import it. So once you need to take the backup, you just need to come to the export option, then select what type of export you want to do. You want to download an export file. So you just click on that, and it will start scanning the file and create a zip file of your website within few minutes. And again, it depends on the size of your WordPress website. And here you can easily download the zip file of that backup on your computer. And if in case you want to roll back your WordPress website to a previous backup, you just come back in the import section and just import that zip file that you have just downloaded. Along with that, you can also take the backup to the Dropbox or other remote location. But for that, you need to buy their extensions separately. So you need to decide which remote location you will be using. So for example, if you are using Google Drive, so if you click on that, here you can see that the extension price is $29. But the best part is that you can use this on any number of websites. And also you will be able to schedule your backups to this remote location. But if you have a small website and you can take backups manually, this plugin is the simplest way to take backups of your WordPress website. And once your website grows and you wish to buy a pro plan, then you can go ahead and use the $29, and you can use it on n number of your websites. So these are the top 5 free plugins that you can use on your WordPress website to take regular backups. So do let us know in the comment section below which is your favorite backup plugin in WordPress and why you use that on your WordPress website. And if you like this video, then make sure you hit the like button, and for more videos related to WordPress, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload our next video. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.